Thought I had some words I wanted to say, but honestly, I'm not really even sure anymore. I was gonna give some tips about being a new wife. I was gonna give some tips about staying in the vow, but sitting here on this bench at this park, I think my mind, I don't know, they got so much more peaceful, right? So I don't want to talk about none of that stuff no more. It's so quiet. Just lovely here. I'm sweating like a mug though, so don't pay no attention to that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on, and it's crazy because it's the same stuff on social media, the same topics of conversation. Rebellious women and I'm just talking about black women, Israelite women, not just any kind of woman. So yeah, it's just been so much of that. Um, Still, my sister's still not taking accountability. Still not thinking it's important to be married and to have children and to find the value outside of money and obtaining material things. That's kind of crazy to me. I would think that that narrative would be getting old by now, but guess not. Um, yeah, so that be on my mind. I'll be like, I wonder should some days I talk about my thoughts on those type of things. But it's like, wouldn't it get redundant? Because I'm never going to change my stance. I believe that women should be married. I believe that we should be having as many children as we can. And I believe that we should be making good decisions based upon building legacies with good men. Um, I think that's what our entire existence is about. I personally don't think that we should be working unless we absolutely have to. I understand economy and what it takes to financially take care of a family and stuff like that. So the woman may have to work, but that being her main focus in life, I don't think that that should be so. Um, I believe that women need to make better choices in men. As someone who used to just ignore the red flags and be with somebody because I didn't want to be alone, understand with having that kind of mentality, if you have that mentality, you're going to always be settling when, and that also brings you down as a woman because you have the capacity to be a better woman, but because you're not with a better man, you can't even reach your full potential. Because men are supposed to pour into their women, but if you're getting men who are abusive or have no direction in life, then you're not going to be able to flourish as a woman. So we need to start making better decisions in the men that we decide to choose. And yeah, I think that women have to start opening up their minds more. Stop thinking that everything has to go like the woman's way. I was really stuck in that mindset, and sometimes I still can be. Okay, I'm not perfect or nothing like that. Sometimes I do still want things to go my way, but I learned that that's a very childish mentality to think that the scenarios or the outcomes that I put up in my mind is what should happen. 'Cause that's not reality. The world doesn't revolve around me or what I want to happen. It's very humbling to realize that too. Um, yeah. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know nothing. I don't think I know anything. Um, Anytime I catch myself talking like I know something more than somebody else, I really beat on myself for that because I don't know anything. And everything I do know came from the Most High. given me the wisdom and the knowledge to understand whatever it is. And should always be in a state, and I am always in a state of learning and being able to be taught. I wasn't always like that. It took a lot to get me to that point, but I don't know, when you step outside of yourself and you realize that other things matter other than you, it gets a little bit easier to be a teachable, submissive, feminine woman. Yep, so I don't know. I think women should stay a little bit off of social media more, unless it has to do with the business of their husband, or if they don't have a husband, just business. Social media has our minds to a point where they're trying to control or place a reality on us that ain't even real. It's a delusion that women have. And I believe that's why a lot of women are single. And it's unfortunate, because the older we get as women, the less desirable we are to men. So, I mean, I got married to my forever husband at 28. I was married before then at 26. And to me, that's old. So if you're over 28 and you're single and you're thinking that you don't need a man, or in your 30s and you're still single, or a single mother, you have some serious things to think about, like seriously. Because you may think you're valuable because you have a house, your own car, the ability to pay bills, like regular things all regular adults can do, right? But you think you're more valuable for some reason because you can do it on your own. Because I believe deep down you know that you're not supposed to be doing that on your own. You're supposed to be somebody's wife. But yeah, that doesn't make you more valuable. It actually makes you less valuable for the fact that it's been so long. Now you're in your 30s, you're 28, 29, and you don't have a husband. You're not a virgin. And either you have children or you don't have children yet and don't want them. And you think a man who is in his prime, because that's what most women want, a man in his prime, not a man that's coming up, a man that already got it, is supposed to look at you and want you. That doesn't make any sense. I think most men that's in their prime would want like a 19, 20-year-old who they can mold and shape to be perfect for them. Because typically when you're young like that as a woman, it's not that you're naive, but you're more teachable. You're certainly more feminine. You haven't had so much of the world put in you and on you, so it's kind of like it would make sense for why men find those type of women more desirable. So as a woman that's over 26, I believe if you're single or a single mother that's over 26, you need to be trying super duper hard to have more feminine and submissive qualities, or be okay. Like, if your idea is to be in a monogamous relationship, you need to be top tier at being feminine, being submissive, being agreeable, being respectable, being quiet, teachable. Because otherwise you might just know that you're going to be a sister wife. You may end up being a sister wife anyway. So certainly if your goal is monogamy with a man, then you definitely need to make sure you have those skills, or you're going to get left in the dust. I don't know why people are not making videos about that, about how if you don't have these qualities, submissive, respectable, agreeable, teachable, feminine, you're going to probably end up alone. And if you're okay with being alone, that's one thing. But if you're not okay with being alone, I don't know, I suggest that you change and you start yesterday. My change, my growth, my reawakening to what reality was and getting out of delusion that the world set for me took me a couple of years. Look at him. So I just don't want it to take a couple years for anyone else.
Ooh. Where's she at?